What is up, everybody? You have made it to CTD interviews. This is Icekold. I am here with your friendly neighborhood cult leader, the Odd Man
How's it
from
going, man?
the Cult of Odd. What is up, man?
Oh, just another day of trying to change lives and minds.
I hear you, man. I hear you. I see we got the beards going today, man. Got the shaggies, the scragglies out.
Yeah, well, I'm auditioning for a role of Santa Claus later this year.
Uh
Um, I'm hoping my wife is willing to be my ho ho ho.
huh. You know what I think we should do? We should start like a OnlyFans page, beards only.
I'm down. Whatever makes money, man. You know what?
OnlyFans beards only, baby.
You know what? I got some of that fun fur stuff because my mom was a huge crafter. I'll make little beards for my toes. We can even put feet content up there.
Oh wow. Oh, we getting real saucy. So what's going on, man? What's been up with the Odd Man? What's been up with the Cult of Odd, man? Tell me what's been up with you.
I mean, this past month has been content heavy
Yes.
between live shows and the I don't even know what to call them yet, man. Like spooky stories, scary stories, nothing seems to fit. But we just released a new video on the YouTube channel called Legend of the Dog, which is an urban legend that truckers tell.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna
And
I'm
then
gonna I'm gonna get into that a little bit later because I did see that and I loved it. I loved it, especially the preview for it just made me want to go look at that. But let's get into the Cult of Odd. And for those who are watching this this channel, this show, this podcast is great. It's something, and I don't listen to many different podcasts, but what you guys are doing over there is some good shit.
we try.
The banter back and forth, the topics, just the overall, how do you pronounce this word? Camaraderie
Yeah.
is just excellent over there, and that just draws me. It draws me to whatever you guys are doing. You guys are different, which I like. You guys just the intelligent banter back and forth is just something that you don't see that much in channels and shows and podcasts. So tell us tell us about the Cult of Odd. What is the Cult of Odd?
So the cultivat is basically a concept I created when I worked at the mental institution in
Okay.
Tucson. The basic concept of the cultivat is come as you are, be who you are. We are. First off, it's a cult in name only. I'm not actually converting people,
Yeah,
supposedly.
let's throw that out there. Let's let
Um,
people know we're not.
I mean, if you want to sign your life savings over to me and give me your wives, I'll take them, but I'm not specifically asking you to.
Gotcha.
But no, it just came down to a matter of it was a catchy title,
Mm,
It catches you like right away, like what the fuck is a cult of odd, man? What a cult? Let me look, you know. But no, we're just a podcast that really is interested in providing entertainment and a good time, and maybe if we're lucky, changing a few minds along the way.
okay. What do you got? What is your like main topic? Is there something you guys try to key in and focus on, or is it just like kind of all over the place?
Nah, man, I got ADHD, so every week it's something different. Shit, man. I sit down I'll sit down and have an entire show planned out Friday. But if one person that I'm sitting with keys into a topic that my brain is like, hey, we should talk about that, the whole thing goes out the window, and I just
Mm-hmm.
dive
I,
into that.
I know the feeling. I know the feeling. I know the feeling. So, how many of you guys are? How many people are contributing to this?
So you have the rotating cast of three co-hosts. You have Ace, you have Jad, and you have Corey. Although Jad and Corey have had to step away due to life responsibilities,
Mm-hmm.
we brought in my friend Reap, who is a truck driver. He's occasionally on the show now. My wife contributes a lot. She does a lot of the back end. The like the back end research and stuff. And honestly, she's been a great help when it comes to like social media and whatnot. She's kind of stepping into the role of trying to help me out and be like a manager. She's
Mhm.
reaching out to brands and talking to them and stuff, you know, taking some of the work off my plate because
Gotcha.
I mean, other than showing up on Friday night, the rest of the guys they don't put in a lot for the show. But that's kind of because I'm a control freak, and you know that's more me than
Bro,
them.
I'm going through the same thing now. I know exactly what you're saying.
And then we got our research guy that also helps out. His name is Matt Roberts, and he has done some excellent work. He was pivotal on a couple of the episodes we did, like the Rodney King episode, the Tulsa, Oklahoma episode. He also helped me out with several of the interviews that I was
Mhm.
doing when I was stacked up, and I was like, man, I need a deep dive on some of these people. Can you start digging? So I don't know, 6 or 7 of us roughly.
Now, are you guys all like friends, like off camera? Have
Yeah.
you guys just known each other for life and just decided to get together and
It,
do this thing?
for the most part, me and the wife don't like each other off camera, but you know, no, yeah, realistically, that's the one thing I learned is if you're gonna do this, you need to have, like, I'm really good. I could have been a snake oil salesman in another
Mhm.
life, you know. I could have been a carnival barker. I'm good at building that instant rapport. I'm actually a pretty good salesman if I believe in the product, which that's hard to do. But I realized if you're going to be able to do anything long term, you can't do it with single serving friends. You have to have that history and that rapport. So Ace and I, he's like my rock solid co-host, man.
Mhm.
If I need him and he ain't doing nothing, he's there. He's funny. He's older than me, so he's got a little more life experience than I do, so he can talk about different things. And we have this weird like best friend and pseudo dad style relationship, because like I'll go to him when I'm not sure where, you know, I should go when it comes to life, and
Gotcha.
get his advice on it. And then Corey and Reap, they were longtime friends. Jad is a fairly new friend, but we have a mutual friend. That's how we met. But we were thick as thieves right from the beginning.
Cool. Cool. Well, all right. So I asked you before, like, what do you guys normally talk about? You say you guys are kind of all, wide ranging, just like what I do,
Yeah.
just like what I do. I don't try to kind of pigeonhole myself. What do you feel is where you guys proficient at? Like where's your pocket? Like your that pocket topic? Like where do
I
you
don't
guys
know. I don't know about the rest of them, but I feel most at home and like I'm doing the most good when we're talking about social issues. You know, because there's a lot of double speak and yes manism that's out there in the
Mhm.
mainstream media, and we're not paid by anybody to say anything. So these are our opinions. And when we're covering topics, you know, whether it be women's rights or abortions or voting rights or the presidential election
Mhm.
or anything like that, you know, that's where I think I do the best, is because I actually give a damn. I
Mhm.
mean, you can do dick and fart jokes all day long. They're
Exactly.
not hard to do.
No.
Um, but when you present a thought process or an opinion that could get you into trouble because it's not what the status quo would like, that's when I get energized. That's when I feel like we're doing something worthwhile. And I like when we get into that. And almost always, every episode, somehow or another, we lean into politics, whether I mean to or not.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, it seems like every show has their fallback. You know, you know, great minds think alike. You know what I'm saying? And eventually you'll get to whatever that one subject is, and you kind of harp on that. So I definitely understand what you mean, what you're talking about.
But to
Um,
answer your question to a finite point,
mhm.
I feel my pocket is social issues.
Gotcha, gotcha. Makes a lot of sense. And even off camera, we've talked about some social issues off
Mm-hmm.
camera. Where do you see your show going? Where do you want it to go?
Wherever the audience will allow it to go.
What would make the odd man happy?
Oh, back a dump truck full of fucking money up to my door and let
Joe
me
Rogan.
just
So you're saying just Joe Rogan
just
status.
let me do my dream. Yeah, honestly, no. I mean, because I've got so many ideas that, and we've talked about this
Mhm.
behind the scenes.
Yep.
There's so many ideas and so much stuff that I want to be able to accomplish. And the problem is a lot of it needs some sort of financing.
Yeah.
I'm really good at no money and putting together something really cool.
Mhm.
There's a song by Watsky. The song is called Cardboard Castles, and there's a line in the song that says, "I do things on a shoestring that you couldn't do for a cool mill."
Damn.
And that is
Damn.
my life.
Damn. I love
But
it.
yeah, it just comes down to, like, if I were given the opportunity, back a dump truck full of money up to my door and watch me go with it.
Gotcha.
Because you're gonna see shit that you would have never thought of in a million years.
Gotcha. Now, that kind of leads into my next question. Your response leads into my next question, and I've even mentioned it before. Me and you, we talk offline.
Mhm.
Uh, not every day, but we do talk. We do talk from time to
We're
time
in each
offline.
other's DMs in almost
Yeah, yeah.
scary amount.
We sliding. You know, we almost at that point. You know what I'm saying? But we haven't crossed the line yet with the DMs. We're still at the cool. You know, we still at the point where we safe. You know,
Yeah, the women folk ain't getting nervous yet.
Exactly. What I want to ask is, so you are we're both content creators. We both know this life. We both know the struggle. What is the most challenging thing to you right now about being a content creator?
Man, those algorithms. Like, just those fucking algorithms. Because, like, I know we've got good content. I know we've got a good show. I know we have a solid product. But getting anybody to fucking see it is like pulling teeth, because the algorithm, I feel like that commercial, I think it was a Geico commercial where you got the old guy with the dollar on the fishing rod. And I
You
feel
gotta be quicker than that.
yeah, I feel that's how the algorithm is. Oh, you figured it out? Oh, we're going to change it a little bit. Oh, you figured it out again? Oh, we're going to change it back,
And I feel that's the part that a lot of people don't see. So you get a lot of people that say, "Man, your show is really good. It's the quality of it, the audio quality, the way it looks really professional." Why ain't you getting a lot of views? Why are you not getting a lot of? Because it's the YouTube algorithm.
My response to that is, why didn't you share my shit?
Why didn't you share my shit?
If it's that good, if you feel that, share it.
Exactly. And I get it all the time. I get it probably a few times a week. I love your show.
Mhm.
Why don't other people? You got to share it. You got to do your part. Well, you don't have to do your part. You don't have
No, they
to.
do, though.
But
That's
here's
the
the thing. Don't come to me and ask me a question why it ain't blowing up. That's the way it blows up.
I don't know, man. I'm constantly going back and forth. Like, I've got a couple of fuck you statuses ready to go at least once a week. And it's like, I see you sharing fucking shit from Coca-Cola or some some
Farmville.
fucking meme page that you don't even know. Here I am, blood, sweat, and tears, putting my heart into everything, and you're like,
"Ooh,
this
it's
is
Rick
cool.
Ross's birthday." Like, what the fuck?
Like, so and so died. What have they done for you? Why are you not sharing my shit? Like, I get that you can't have your feed be my shit all the time. I don't see why not, but I understand you feel you can't. But dude, if I got 3, 4, 500 or so friends on my personal account, and if even 10% of them on a weekly basis, a random 10% just shared it, it would go so much further. And the other thing that I hate too is when they do share it, they don't say nothing with it. They just share. Like, there's no words with
Here's
it.
the thing. I love everyone who shares my shit. There are some people out there that just constantly share my
picky.
shit. So I do appreciate when people do share it. There is some people that they, maybe they're just not into it. For whatever reason it is, I don't know, but I just want to talk about the struggle, because there is a struggle
Oh
that
yeah.
content creators have, and it's kind of like a brotherhood. We're in it together.
Yep.
We're in it together, and I see your content, and I'm a fan of it. I'm a fan of it. So again, like, the struggle is real, the
It is.
struggle is definitely real.
Yeah,
Um,
and I think the other issue too is for like you and me, we don't have a niche, you know? Like
no,
we're
no.
not talking about, you know, the Terminator movie consistently, constantly over and over again.
If we did, but here's the thing, because I've seen channels like that. If we did, we will get popularity. Those niche channels do get popular, but it has a shelf life, because
Yep.
then once people are done looking at the Terminator, they're going to look at something else. And I
Mhm.
know a lot of people they've burned their algorithm. They've exhausted what they I know pages that were very popular, and creatively they hit a wall, because
Mhm.
how much can you talk about makeup? How much can you talk about uh um Daredevil? How much can that one niche thing eventually runs out, and I don't want to. And I know you're in the same boat.
Yeah.
Who wants to paint themselves in that corner, because it's hard to get out. Yep,
No,
definitely.
100%. But yeah, I think that's the biggest challenge is we cut such a wide swath that we're like, yeah, we should have fans everywhere. And everybody's like, no, I want this micro serving single thing that,
Hmm.
I can consume until it's gone. And then once
Right.
it's gone, I'm going to move on to the next thing. I don't want
Exactly.
you to move on to the next thing.
Exactly. Exactly. I know. I Believe me, I know. But when you get people outside of the box, they don't understand.
Yeah.
It's people may truly have uh good intentions. There are people that are in my corner, but they just don't understand. So it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard. But I know the struggle, brother. I
Oh,
definitely.
and the not understanding in your corner, my mother-in-law is in my corner, has no fucking clue what the hell it is I'm doing.
Hmm.
Like,
Hmm.
I've tried to explain it to her numerous times, and it just doesn't get her. But that thing that I just released, that, you ended up picking up, the coloring book,
Hmm.
my mother-in-law is all in because it's finally something I'm doing that she
Hmm.
understands,
She
and
gets
she's
it.
just like, "Go."
She gets it. She gets it. It's 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 uh so the coloring book came in yesterday, and it's ironic that you bring it up. I I've been going through my own mental stuff. I have my own way of coping with things. It's not traditional. I saw that coloring book, opened it up, immediately started coloring. My girl comes downstairs, watches, and she just sitting there watching me color,
Mhm.
like a little kid. And my son comes over, he wants to color too. I'm like, no, get your own, get your own. So man, I really appreciate it. And that, again, what we're talking about, the coloring book, is gonna lead me. I'm not, like I said, I'm glad you brought it up. It's gonna lead me to my next question. I see the Cult of Odd as more than just a podcast. It's kind of like a lifestyle,
Yeah.
it's the same way. Dumas to me is a lifestyle. It means nothing. Like, Dumas literally means nothing. If you look in the dictionary, there's no word for it. It's something that two geniuses made up. Two geniuses made up, and just gave it life. So uh in relation to that, when I see the Cult of Odd, it's more like I see you guys doing more than just a show, just a
Mhm.
podcast. I see coloring books, I see merchandise. I kind of see a lifestyle there. Can you tell me about that?
Well, it's kind of what we were aiming for,
Hmm.
honestly, is and like I said, I'm most at home in the pocket when we're talking about social issues, and I do want to use the cultivad to help promote one of the biggest things that we talk about on the show all the time is we as a society need to be smarter. And I've refined that further to being smarter than your TV.
Mm.
And when it comes down to what we're trying to do is we want to provide an environment that's open for everybody. I don't care if you're black, if you're white, if you're Mexican, if you're Chinese, if you're native. I don't care what nationality or skin color you have. I don't care if you're straight, gay, lesbian, trans, whatever color of the rainbow you are. I don't care. If you're a decent person, that's all that matters.
That's all
And
that
all
matters.
that other stuff does not dictate whether or not you're a decent person. It's your actions, it's your mindset, it's your intent that makes you a decent person. And that's what we're trying to do with the Cult of Odd, is we're trying to take that intent that I have had for 30 some years at this point. I just turned 40, but you figure 10 years of fucking around as a kid, not knowing shit. But all that intent that I've had and all the love and the compassion that I've tried to build and instill and put out into the world, and we've put it in a package called the Cult of Odd. We've done shirts for gay and lesbian awareness. We've got a shirt design that is going to tap into the neurodivergent crowd, because that was the whole reason for the coloring book.
Yeah.
But I have a t-shirt design that we're getting ready to drop soon, that ties into that. And being neurodivergent myself, it's important to
Shout out to the neurodivergent crowd.
to put that spotlight there, to show that we're just like everybody else. We just got a few quirks, that's all, but it doesn't make us any less than.
Exactly.
So yeah, that's the thing, that the Cult of Odd brand is one of unity, one of love.
That's dope.
And we're not trying to say that we're better than anybody else, although I do get that a lot. When I open my mouth and start talking, people are like, you act like you're better than everybody else. No,
You act like you know everything.
yeah, I don't. But I believe what I know, and I know what I believe.
Exactly.
And if there is a little more pride or sure of myselfness that comes when I'm talking about this stuff, just know I don't think I'm better than you. I put my pants on one leg at a time, just like everybody else. I got to put 3 legs in it, but I'm putting it on one leg at a time, like everybody else.
Pause. All right. All right, man. So tell me about the Bigfoot documentary.
Okay. So the Bigfoot documentary was not supposed to be a Bigfoot documentary to begin with.
Okay.
We were going to do an episode of the show where we were talking about Bigfoot. Myself, my co-host Ace, and my other co-host Jad, we all believe in Bigfoot to variant degrees, and we were just going to sit down and talk about it. I was going to dig up some stories from Reddit and like some footage and stuff, and we were just going to have an episode about Bigfoot. Well, when we were talking about doing the Bigfoot episode, my co-host Ace is like, we've been friends for 14, 15 years now. He's like, I go up north and go Bigfoot hunting all the time. I've never taken you with me. Would you like to go? Now, ladies and gentlemen, I have to let you know that Bigfoot hunting is code. Okay? It is
Code for what?
It is code for going up into the woods, getting stoned out of your mind, and stumbling around the woods. That's it. There's nothing else. If someone tells you they're going Bigfoot hunting and they ain't packing a whole shit ton of gear with them, they're going to get high and drunk and hang out in the woods. That's it. Well, anyways, we went up there and we did our high and stumble around the woods. I even got to fire a gun for the first time in my life. 40 years old, never fired a gun before.
You're not a gun owner?
No.
See, I thought because of I'm thinking because of the beard and everything.
I got nothing against them. It wasn't like something I grew up with,
Gotcha.
I
got guns.
I want to say that's not surprising, but I feel that might border. But anyway, so we went up there and we were sitting there and we went to the woods and we heard a couple of things and we talked about it in the episode. But when we went in the car and we did the initial drive, because the audio that you hear and the video that's with it, the audio was done at night and the video was done during the day. So I had wired up the car so we could talk freely and he could drive and everything else. And it happened into my head that I realized in the 15 years that we've been friends and we've talked about Bigfoot that I never once asked why Bigfoot. What was it about Bigfoot that drew you to it? And when I asked him that question and he started to explain it, I was listening to it, but you got ADHD too, right? You
Mm-hmm.
got some okay. So,
Mm-hmm.
you know how you
Mm-hmm.
can be listening to somebody talk, but the
And
other
then
side
you're
of your brain
at
no,
least.
no. See, for me, it's not that they get drowned out. The other side of my brain kicks over and starts running.
Yeah, yeah. That or a person they instantly becomes Charlie Brown's mother.
Yeah, that's only if I'm not interested in what they're saying.
Exactly. Exactly.
But anyway, so he was telling me this, and my brain kicked over and was like, "Hey, there's something here." Shut up, brain. I'm trying to listen. No, there's something here. We really need to lean into this. There's something. The generational stories. You need to look at this. There's a viewpoint that's never been done before when it comes to Bigfoot documentaries and Bigfoot shows like this. You're onto something here. Run with it. Run with it. Run with it. And so I got Ace's story, and then his brother lived up there where we were. And so I went and I talked to his brother and got his brother's story. And his brother had a bunch of life experience because he used to work for the forestry service up there.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, whether or not Bigfoot exists isn't the interesting fact. To me, the stories that people have about either their encounters with Bigfoot or their perceived encounters with Bigfoot and the stories that have been passed down through their generations about again either encounters with the creature or perceived encounters with the creature, that that to me is more interesting. You know, I've got a segment on my show that I do on my interviews called Tell Me a Story.
Exactly.
And the whole reason for that, which your story is one of my favorites, by the way, ba-boom, ba-boom, ba-boom. So there's something that has dissipated or disappeared in our society thanks to the advent of cell phones and technology and stuff like that. I miss folklore. I miss campfire stories. I miss
Mm.
sitting down one-on-one with people. With people. I know post-COVID everything's like, "Oh, people." But I miss sitting down with people and telling those stories over the campfire, getting that good chill that runs up your spine when someone's telling you a story and stuff like that. And because we're moving in the direction that we're moving in society where it's not in vogue. Do the kids still say in vogue? Does anybody know what the hell I'm talking about? But it's not popular to sit down and actually talk with one another. It's more over a screen and whatnot.
Exactly. Exactly.
But what I was trying to do is capture that feeling, that essence of the old school days of telling those campfire stories and sharing that folklore. And I think I did a pretty good job on my Bigfoot.
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I mean, it, I'm weird, man. When it comes to what I listen to, it's not so much about the subject; it's about the banter and the way it's talked about. And it's funny because I was talking to Ty a few years ago about this, and I think he asked me, "Why do you keep watching this person who keeps doing Facebook lives about pit bulls?" I'm not into pit bulls. It was the way he was talking about the pit bulls. It was just some guy. He would upload videos. He would upload Facebook Live, and he would talk about. He was proficient in the breed of the pit bull, how much they weigh, how fast they are. His knowledge. Anytime someone is speaking proficiently about something, it kind of makes me stop and listen because they're an expert at it. And for some reason that draws me to that.
Mm-hmm.
The Bigfoot episode. I am not into Bigfoot, man. I'm from the big city. I'm from the hood, man. Bro, if Bigfoot was lived in a hood, he would probably only make it to 2 because they would shoot him. Or he'll get robbed, or he'll go somewhere else. He'll go to the out to the suburbs or something like that. I don't know shit about Bigfoot. That was so good that again, the way it was done, the production, the audio quality, the just someone sitting around that had so much knowledge about the lore of Bigfoot it stopped me in my tracks. I listened to it. So I'm weird when it comes to just what I like and the things I consume. So
I feel you, man. There's a YouTube channel that I subscribe to, and I stumbled upon it by accident one day. Never in my life did I think I would care about abandoned buildings or bankrupt companies, but this channel is called Bright Sun Films, and he goes into the deep dive of what happened, like the height of the company and how they decline. There's another one that I follow called Defunct Land that goes through old amusement
I've heard
park
of that
rides.
one. Yes, I've seen that one. I've seen that one.
Yeah, like never in my life did I think I would ever
Yeah,
give a
I
damn
am
about it.
drawn to, I watch a lot of Vice. You get a lot of that stuff on Vice. I'm drawn to things I may not, in my everyday life give a shit about.
Yeah.
But if you make it look, if you take it and you pretty it up and you have good subject matter and you wrap it in a bow and you present it in a way where it's palatable for my ears. I don't know if it's palatable for everyone else's ear. Well, I say ears and palatable, but you know what I mean.
Ears
If
can
it's
taste. I'll roll
yes,
with it.
if it's attractive enough for me to actually get it, I'm gonna watch it. So that's how I felt about the Bigfoot. I might not be into Bigfoot, it might not be my thing, but it was really good. Something else that was really good on your on the channel. You threw out a promo, and you talked about it earlier in this interview. You threw out a video.
YouTube
And I'm
short,
listening.
wasn't it?
It was a short. Yes, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. It was a YouTube short. And it just came across. I'm saying, the legend of the dog. Let me see what's up with him. So I'm looking at it and I'm like, oh, this is an old school early 90s or old school late 80s uh, NWA promo. Wrestling promo. It was good. And just that promo alone made me want to find out. Let's see what the legend of the dog is about. Now, here's the thing. I didn't finish watching that video all the way, so I got to go through. But that promo alone did, the next, I think it was the next day or the next 2 days, I did watch at least some of that, the legend of the dog. So I got to get back into that. But that was good as well. So I want to commend you on that. You, like I said in the beginning, you guys are doing some amazing stuff over there. Keep doing what you're doing, man. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, and I will say too, that promo was a collaboration between 3 people. That was me, my wife, and my co-host Ace. It was Ace's idea to have that sign right here light up at the end.
Okay, yeah, that was
Be-
that was like the cherry on top.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because see, the wife and I were talking about it, like, how do we do the intro for the dog? Like, there's a definite tone, there's a definite vibe that I want to get. And if you notice too, where I speak at normally versus where you heard for the dog,
Yeah.
2 totally different things. And so there was a feel and a vibe that I wanted to go for, and I couldn't explain it. Like, I couldn't give you a series of adjectives that would describe it properly, but I saw it. And the wife and I were talking, and she was like, well, what if we move this lamp over to your desk, and what if it's pitch black, and what if it does this, and then all you got to do is sit down and talk after you turn it on, and then you turn it off and you walk away, and we just leave them with a black screen. And I was like, all right, well, let's fucking film it and see what happens, see how it comes out. And then after, in the lead up before we filmed it, I was talking to my co-host Ace, and I had explained out what we were doing, and he's like, that sign you got behind you. I said, yeah. And he was like, you should turn that on at the end. He said, instead of it just going to pitch black, he said, go to pitch black, but then turn it on. And he knows all the magic tricks that I can do with this sign.
Mm-hmm.
And so that lightning and thunder sound that you hear, that's actually tied into the sign. It goes with sound, and it has a couple of different features and whatnot. And so um, I tried it. It was another thing. Let's fucking film it and see how it looks. And
That was dope, man.
yeah, I'm really proud of how it turned out.
Cool. I like it, man. Like I said, I really enjoyed it. That was that. Please go watch this. Go watch this. It definitely had that Bray Wyatt.
Oh, he's my favorite.
That Bray Wyatt, like circa 2016. You know, when he's in a rocking chair Bray Wyatt feel to it. So
You
I
gotta
definitely.
remember, I grew up with like the Undertaker and the heyday of wrestling when there was a stage show there. So.
Yes, definitely. Let's move on. We moving on to random rapid fire.
All
right. You ready?
Yeah.
You sure?
As ready as I'm gonna be.
Let's get
my
it.
butt cheeks are clenched and my mouth is loose.
Oh, okay. All right. All right, man. Dream interview and why?
Oh, easy. Robert Englund, Freddy Krueger. My favorite horror series growing up. I have tried numerous times to get his contact info or his people's contact info to no avail. But because I know that Robert Englund has had such a long and historic career, both on the stage and screen, I just think it would be wonderful to sit down and just pick that man's brain about horror and theater and films in general.
That's cool. And I need to pick your brain because you've had celebrities on your show, on your channel and on the Cult of Odd. So that's something I need to pick your brain. I think we briefly talked about it before this, but that's something I definitely need to pick your brain on and see how I can get some star power to the world of Dummast. All right. Next question. Kanye West, crazy, genius, or crazy genius?
Batshit crazy. Just
think I'm gonna have to agree with you.
Yeah, batshit crazy, man. Like, I don't know if you saw it or not today, just because I'm a goofy son of a bitch and I find certain shit funny. I put out a post, or it looked like a memo from like the Cult of Odd, and it said Kanye West has been banned for life.
I like the memes they got going out right now where like all of these like low budget Chicago restaurants that nobody would know outside of Chicago. They're saying, "Oh yeah, they cut ties with Kanye West." Shit is hilarious.
Yeah, that's why I jumped on it. I saw a bunch of that last night. What was it the Yu-Gi-Oh fucking championships banned Kanye for unsportsmanlike conduct until 2057? I saw that last night. I was like, oh, the Cult of Odd is going to ban.
Oh my god! So out here we have place. It's not Uncle Remus. What is it? Oh goodness, I can't think of the name of it. It's a popular chicken shack. They got all over the city, and they say they cut ties with Kanye West. Harold's Chicken cuts ties with Kanye West. All right, next question. Should Joe Biden run for president in 2024?
Historically, the neither party has ever changed out a sitting president for a replacement. So, yeah, fuck it. I don't care, man. Like, honestly, as long as it's not Trump in office again, I don't care.
Anybody but a monkey besides Trump.
I would
just dress a monkey up. Dress a monkey up. I vote for the monkey.
You put a 6-day-old banana in that seat, and I'd vote for it.
Exactly. You could put a Big Mac up there, bro. I'm voting for the Big Mac.
And I want to say this. I know Joe Biden has made some gaffes, and I know he's not the most eloquent speaker, but he hasn't been that bad for us. You
want to really know something? You want to really know something? And I don't even think this is an opinion. If you just look at fact, he's probably done more than Donald Trump, Barack Obama. Wait, 4 years of Donald Trump, 8 years of Barack Obama, 8 years of George W. Bush put together in 2 years. He's probably done more.
It's because he's had to fix all their fuck ups.
And not only that, and you're talking about he had to do it in a bipartisan way.
Yeah.
So he's had gaffes. You could say Afghanistan pullout was gaff, but he was really in a fucked up situation anyway because
Trump set him up. Trump,
Donald Trump did a deal with the Taliban. I mean, if you look at the shit he's probably, and it's funny to even fucking say because I'm probably gonna get shit, but he's probably the most progressive. He's probably had the most progressive policies that you could probably think of any president.
And there are a ton of people out there right now that are getting some of their student debt canceled, you know, because of this man. He's also,
and it's not like I don't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry, and I know this is me interview. I know this is me interviewing you, but I'm passionate now because we're talking about politics. But this is something. A lot of this stuff is things he said he was going to do before he was president. So it's not like he's just coming up with it to curry favor. He said he was going to put the first black justice in the Supreme Court, black woman justice in the Supreme Court. He did it. He said he was going to try to cancel student loan debt. He's trying to do that now. It's not set in stone because he's getting stonewalled. But if you want to look at, progressiveness, I mean, what other president has done anything close to things like that? So
the only thing, and before we move on, I will say this.
I still got more questions. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. The only thing that I will point out that to just be careful of is, because it sounds good on paper, is the pardoning of those that are in jail for federal level weed crimes. That's the important word right there. Federal level. There are none.
There are none. Yes. So yes, that's politics, man. They're gonna dress that up and make that sound beautiful. There's like you say, hardly anybody sitting in jail for federal weed, federal weed crimes. But it is a step to legalize it, which nobody has touched before.
But a lot of the pro weed people are like, yeah, he's letting people out of prison. I'm like, no, he's not. No, he's not.
No. Nobody's hardly anybody's sitting in jail for a federal weed
crime.
Learn
to fucking read.
Yeah. All right. Here's the thing. All right. My next question.
Yo.
Can you sing the first verse of American Pie by Don McLean?
A long, long time ago. In a galaxy far. Oh, no, wait, that's Weird Al. No. No, I cannot.
See, I thought we were going to have a jam session. All right, next question. What do you do for self-care?
It depends on the time, because like when it comes to self-care, a nice one, by the way, because I know you just learned that term.
Yes.
I
wonder who taught me that.
I don't know. Probably a white guy somewhere. No, when it comes to self-care, there are a bunch of different things, and sometimes some things work better than others at any given point. So self-care for me is usually like I play video games with my friends. I disconnect. I'm not focused on work. Self-care can be listening to music. I've gotten really into electro swing lately. It makes all the fun places in my brain light up when I listen to it. It could be even sometimes being creative for no other reason other than being creative. That's a form of self-care. Having a conversation with friends, going for a walk on occasion, which I don't really get to do because my body's all beat up, but I got a bunch of different stuff. But video games is the easily accessible one.
That's like always the go-to. Yeah. All right. Biggest life accomplishment so far?
Well, I don't know. I honestly don't know. Do you mean professional life or do you mean personal life?
Professional.
Well, because they're on two different levels, man.
Pick one.
Personal level. I have made great strides in controlling my anger. I have a lot of trauma and stuff from my childhood. I had a very abusive childhood, and it made a very angry individual. You couple that in with the accident that I was in and the head trauma that I sustained during it, it also made a very angry individual. And it's taken me a while, but I'm good. You know, I have my days where it still gets the better of me a little bit, but it's not nearly as bad as it used to be, and I'm learning.
Gotcha.
So yeah, getting my anger under control and understanding myself a little better.
You got to take care of the chicken. You got to take care of the mentals. A
Mhm.
wise man said that. Got to take care of your chicken. Yep. That's all I got, man. That's all I got.
That's it.
That's it, man.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it, man.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, this was really fun, man.
Thank you. It's fun having you.
I like the rapid fire.
Yeah, rapid fire is dope. Where did I get that from? Damn, I forget what show I got that from.
Probably another white guy.
Probably so. Yeah, probably so. All right, man. Where can people find you?
Oh, you can if you go to the cultofodd.com, you pretty much find everything there. We just were able to change our YouTube channel name too. I'm really happy about that.
Nice.
YouTube introduced handles, and so now we are youtube.com/@cultofodd. But pretty much if you just go to the cultofodd.com, you'll find everything that's important there.
You have Patreon too, right?
I do. Yeah,
right.
you can sign up.
Cultivod on Patreon?
Yeah, patreon.com/cultivod. Patrons get full episodes. It's like $5 a month, man.
Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
you get full episodes and coupon codes and all sorts of goodies.
That's dope. That's dope. All right, everybody. You have been watching CTD Interviews. You can find this on the Dummast Podcast on YouTube. If you want to check me out on Instagram and Twitter, it's the Dummast Podcast. And if you want to check us out on Spotify, you will hear this interview on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Podbean. You also can catch me on Twitch if you're into gaming or anything like that. From Chicago to the Mass, the Dummast Podcast. We are out.
Share this man's shit. Share it.
Share our shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey. Share our shit. I want to have to come looking for you.
I see a t-shirt in the future. SMS, share my shit.
Great idea. Awesome idea, actually. We out. Peace.